The person with the lived experience has the best experience and has the best understanding of what the issue actually is. And so, you know, bringing in professionals from other fields can help in certain regards, but like no one knows the feeling of like being evicted like better than someone who was actually evicted.
We're here to solve a problem, which is housing, and that's what we're working on. So I like the mix because it helps all of us. And if it's only one perspective, we're not going to go anywhere.
I wish our governments gave us citizens more opportunities to speak, not just to vote, but to actually say what our thoughts are. This was definitely something that Daily Bread was interested in, but also something that I'm very, very interested in. So I was happy to be a part of this project.
People actually want to put their input, but they're scared. They're scared how people will feel about them. They're scared about, you know, not just scared, but they think no one's going to listen. And if we do have this support, then we know that they're going to listen.
So yes, we're totally undersupplied. There's no purpose-built affordable housing in Toronto. It's all majority. No, exactly new.
Yeah.
It's condo, right? We don't have enough units built.
Yeah.
We have so many people coming in, and inventory is at 0.7%. Sorry, 0.7% vacancy rate.
Yeah. Like, why are you saying, oh, well, there's a problem with finding affordable housing, but you're not answering the need? You've put in your money, you don't want to move because you actually have roots in the community.
Right.
You know your way around. Of course you could sell it and buy a small condo, but then you feel totally isolated.
Now everybody's holding on to really old and terrible units, or people staying in abusive relationships.
Exactly.
Very often seniors getting abused by their kids, or spouses being abused, and they have nowhere to go.
That's
Even
right.
shelters are, completely packed.
I know.
So you have a sort of situation, nobody's moving when they should be and should be able to do that without fear, and instead people are just holding on to that unit, and I think it has many negative kind of psychological impacts and impacts on
Because
business.
we've talked about Austria, it's very old, talk about London, England, talk about Paris, where a lot of people actually rent and have always rented. They might have really long-term leases, 99 years, but they still don't own it, you know? And that's very different. Where in North America, they say everyone's supposed to have their own house, the white picket fence. And we have to change that thought.
It's not that we can't make these changes, we can, but I think that sometimes like a roadblock might be political will, and it might be based on norms and values and culture. And kind of I'm thinking about like the idea of letting go of the concept of home ownership, and that being like you check these boxes, you know, you have these like single family dwellings, you get married, you own a home, you have a car, like you do that sort of thing. And we're seeing like generationally a lot of shifting. You know, you hear a lot about how millennials, like they're not even striving for home ownership. That's not a value, because I don't know if that's a shifting reality, a shifting values, but it's just I'm interested in how that the way that we think about these things and the way that we culturally kind of like conceive of this like impacts how we can make changes.
It seems like this kind of overarching community consciousness of like reimagining the way that we want to live together to make it sustainable for everyone, not just the people who can afford it, not just the people who have the money to invest in it, but for everyone. There's a lot of rethinking in how we have to think about what living means today. And it's very different from what it was a few decades ago because of the economy and cultural, societal circumstances that we're in right now. If every single person I've met throughout this process has like a similar thread of experience of something's not working, then that means that like everything needs to shift. It's not a one-off where like, oh, this person was just dealt an unfortunate circumstance. It's like, this is the reality we're all facing. So how do we all kind of collectively use our resources to shift the narrative a little bit around that?
We will continue to be in touch, and I hope you guys can continue to be part of things here. Thank you.
Thank you.